Hi, my name's Steve Kaplan. I'm a recording engineer mostly for video games and scoring for TV and film, and some occasional records, but most of the time it's scoring stuff. I found that the Trinnov was kind of the solution I wasn't expecting at all. And I really enjoy working with it now more than I ever thought, which is cool. And it, like you said, with all those sources, with pop music it's easier, right? Because the frequency response is a little bit different and a little bit less dense. But with scoring, with the hybrid elements, you have just so many instruments going on, and it takes so long to figure out what to do. And if you don't have your monitoring really well set up, then you're just listening loud for a long time. And I was definitely trying to find a way to not listen as loud, especially with the low end. And the Trinnov is basically, that's what it does for me. It lets me turn the volume down and kind of be able to hear more accurately without having to check multiple sources and make quicker decisions. The thing I like most about my Trinnov is that it stabilized the bass image. So for me, it was just about making my tracks punchier without wasting a ton of time and not being uncertain about stuff. The image on these is pretty good as the frequency got higher, so it wasn't like new stuff popped out, you know, from tracks that you had heard. It just felt better in that bottom region that gives you that satisfaction of listening to the record. So if you put on old Stevie Wonder stuff, you're like, wow, that's really tight. So the Trinnov has been really good to me, and I also like that you can tweak stuff. So if I'm working on different kinds of music, I can change the settings a little bit, because sometimes if you're mixing something pop, you want to be able to turn it down and be able to bump the high end a little bit or something, just so that you feel like it's right, and then take it off later. And also, I didn't even realize until I started getting deeper into it that there's a lot of bass management stuff, and so depending on what happens, if you go to a different room, or say I had to mix in a different place for a while, I would definitely take it and then be able to tweak it for whatever monitoring situation I needed. And it's cool because you can do as much or as little as you want with it, and you can really strip stuff back if you only need a little bit. So for here, I'm only basically doing under 250, and I don't have the delays on, I just have some of the filters on, and it really seems to help and work. When I do quad stuff, or if I do, quad stuff is more for the video games. If I do 5.1 stuff, then I'll turn on the delay, because that's better for me as far as where my surrounds are placed on the couch and the things that you can't really move. It helps modify that and work it out. But you know, it's amazing that you can delay just the backs and not the fronts, and you can, so it's awesome. So as I've kept it longer, I'm like, this is great. This is obviously the way to go. And I don't think there's another product out there right now that offers that level of simplicity, but yet also allowing you to do what you want and not let it drive you to do what it wants. I mean, I think the most important thing is that my Trinnov saves me a lot of time, and especially when you can't control the length of your work days, it lets you listen at a much lower volume. And those two things put together mean you get a lot more work done, and you can save your ears from becoming just super fried over the day. And I think that helps have a good life, because you get to go home a little bit earlier and your ears aren't just burned off your head.